So I want to talk about the gifts of borderline personality disorder. So number one is like self-awareness, like a very high self-awareness. Like, bitch, at all times, I'm very in tune with what I feel, whether it's a negative emotion or a wonderful emotion. Like right now, I'm actually just really excited and happy to like be alive. I got up this morning, I journaled. I started journaling again, y'all. My therapist has been pressing me to journal again, and I just felt like I wasn't really connected with it like that anymore. But I went through my Tumblr yesterday, and I was just so happy to like look at my old self and realize like how much I've grown into myself even more. And I was like, I want to get back to this space of when I was journaling and like writing down my affirmations and my gratitudes and my intentions. So I wrote all of that stuff down today, and then like I free wrote. I also free wrote last night, and I just put all my feelings on a piece of paper, and I was like so many um and it was crazy because I remember when I used to journal back in the day, like I would hold back because I was scared to like put out like all of my negative emotions like on a piece of paper. But because I felt like that would just like manifest more of them. But honestly, it just makes room for like all the good shit to um come up, you know. And I put out like some really funky ass feelings on them papers yesterday. And honestly, I feel so much lighter. And I told myself while I was journaling, I was like, it does not matter what comes up. This is your journal, is your safe space. You can put it on a piece of paper and allow it to exist, and it just is what it is. Number two is intense passion. I absolutely love this about myself. I am the type of person, I've always been the type of person to just throw caution to the wind and live my motherfucking life, bitch. And you know, I love living so intensely and so passionately because it makes life exciting. It makes me want to get up and like do things every single day. The one thing that I am noticing about this BPD shit is that like I cannot survive life without being a creative. So I told myself like I'm gonna create every single day, whether that's me painting, whether that's me posting a video, whether that's me vlogging on my YouTube channel, whether that's me, you know, just I woke up this morning. I just had a dance party. I'm probably finna go back in there and dance some more once I'm done with this video. But I'm just like, I have to create and I have to be passionate about life every single day, because if I'm not, then, you know, it is what it is, you know. And also just even throwing myself into like all of my projects that I have, all of my little miniature projects that I have, you know, like I'm focusing on, you know, building a community online. I'm focusing on, you know, nurturing the community that I have in real life, you know, relationships, family, intimate, friends, familial, like all of the different kinds of relationships, child. And just throwing myself into them, and you know, and just like not, and just living in the moment. And that's one thing that I will say that I was missing back then. When I was looking at my Tumblr, I was like, oh my gosh, like I've always been this intensely passionate person, but one thing I was thinking about so much was the future, and it was stopping me from being able to fully like enjoy the passion. But I'm grateful that I have that passion to like look back on. But now that I'm older, I'm like, my biggest goal is to live in the moment and to detach from like any type of outcomes, because at the end of the day, whatever outcome it's going to be, I'm going to gain something from it. And again, just to add on to that, you know, just being excited and alive. Like one thing that I noticed about myself, and I don't know if y'all study human design, but I'm a generator. So I know that whenever I'm doing the things that I absolutely love, people are, that seeps off into other people, and people want to just absorb that energy and take it on for themselves. And it makes them want to one, be around, and one, to do the things that they love to do as well. And I know that just me being able to like generate excitement and be excited to live every single day, like, or just whenever I'm excited to live, child, regardless of if I'm experiencing highs or lows, I'm able to generate that energy, transmute that energy, and make it something beautiful and great. And the more I get older, the more I'm accepting of that. And I'm very excited that I am really leaning into that a lot more, because that's truly who the fuck I am, bitch. Okay, I'm a free spirit. I'm unconventional. I march to the beat of my own fucking drum. And I live life out loud, baby. Okay. uh then like number four is like to the ability to like sense others emotions. I've talked about this briefly People with BPD, what actually is happening is like, you can think of it like two neurotypical people. Say they are in relationship with each other in some type of way. And one of them is slightly sad, but their sadness is only at a 30. That other person isn't going to feel that sadness until it grows to a 70. But if that non BPD person or neurotypical person was with somebody that has BPD, that person with BPD will feel that other person's emotions when it's at a 30. It doesn't have to wait till it grows till it's at a 70. We will feel it at a 30. And I think that is so fucking cool. And I think that when I was younger, I would take all of that on and like take it personally, and because I just didn't understand it. But now that I'm older, I understand it, and I'm like, I can kind of like transmute that energy. I can like, kind of sense what other people need at that moment, and I can also like have a conversation with them to like bridge the gap. It's like, okay, like I know what it is that they're going through. Let's see what we can do to, just be there for that person and support them. So yeah. So that just adds to being able to like strongly empathize with people. And just since their emotions have, maybe we can just like talk about it, have a conversation, and then I will decide, and then we both can decide what's the best way for me to support the person. And I think that's really such a cool superpower to have. Okay. Powerful, intimate connections. Yeah, I'm like I said before, I'm just the type of person to throw caution to the wind and throw myself all the way into intimate connections. I've always been that kind of girl. I don't think I will ever fucking stop. I'm older now, so it's certain shit that I just can't walk around doing. But I am very grateful that I just love so passionately and intensely because if you with me, baby, it's gonna be an adventure, and no matter how long it lasts, it's gonna be a wild ride. Okay. And one thing I can say is like I give my all to relationships, and I don't really see that as like a downer, because one thing about me is like I'm a giver. I'm a very generous person. I have a very generous spirit, and life is very giving to me as well. So it's not, I don't ever end up in a deficit. I don't know if that's anybody else's story or whatever, but that's not me. That's just not what it is for me. I'm always just rewarded for being such a generous person. Also, like anytime that I've ever like been through heartbreak in life, like I've always like leveled up in life, and it's not even something that I do on purpose. It's just more so of the fact that like I can transmute intense emotions. That's why I love having intense emotions. Like my first heartbreak in college, like that shit was crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. I actually was thinking about that yesterday, and I was like, that actually really did impact me in a way. Crazy, but yeah, like I left college, and my mom was living in the Virgin Islands at the time, so I went to go live with her for a few months, and I came back home and I got my head in the game, and I went to work, and I picked up so many hours, and I started my own hair business, and I went back to school, and I was selling out. I was doing giveaways. I was doing everything. Like I was really starting to like pop in my city, like that type of thing. And then like the second time that I went through something, I started my YouTube channel. I saved $10,000. And then that was like my first time ever doing that. And then like the third time, y'all done had so many relationships in this life. Like I'm just all over, bitch. I be free spiriting it up. And then that third time, I think that I actually became a homeowner. And that was really cool, and like that's why like I give my all to relationships, and it's like I don't end up in a deficit, like because I'm always able to like transmute that energy into something greater. And last but not least, the desire for community. I've always known how important community was. I just didn't know how to be a good community member, and I'm still fucking learning. Okay, I'm learning how to communicate. I'm learning how to be open. Learning how to receive. I'm learning how to give. And I'm learning how to have boundaries and like what kind of support that different people need. But I've always known the power of community. I've always understood my need for community. I've always known that community was way more important than material success. And I'm definitely putting in my all right now to maintain a community that I already have, and also build my online community and let other people get a chance to build community with one another, because that is what is going to save us. It's most important.